9th of December, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos.
Yeah, I didn't have my. Oh, there we go. Okay, I had something in front of my screen. I was. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Morning, Rabbi Furst. Oh, confused.
Morning, Rebbe.
Good morning, Rabbi Furst.
Does he hear us?
Oh, he's
Rabbi,
muted.
you're muted.
He's muted. He's talking.
Rabbi, you're muted. We can't hear you.
Thank you. Okay, good morning.
Good
How are you,
morning.
Mayor?
Morning.
Good morning, Roy. Good morning, Lou. How's everyone today?
Thank you.
Baruch Hashem.
Okay, very good. Good morning again to everyone. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst. Here in Yeshiva Samanavshi here in Yerushalayim, Kiryat Zoom. This is our first year. We're learning Pierke Avos. Coming up on your screen now, or you have your document in hard copy. And yeah, we're going through the mimer in the third parak of Rabbi Yishmael. Oimer. Yes. Yeah. Who would like to read? We'll start from the beginning. Let's just review the mimer of Rabbi Yishmael, and then we'll continue on with Rashi's pshat.
What's the literal translation of mimer?
Mimer is a statement.
A statement. Okay.
Statement, right?
Okay.
I would like to read.
Okay, Lou, you can go ahead if you like.
Whoa, saved by the bell.
Rabbi Yishmael Omer, Hayu Kal, the Lerosh, the Nuach, Lis Shechoras, the Hayu Mikabel Es Kol Hadam Besimcha. All right, Rabbi Yishmael says that it should be, one should be yielding to a superior and patient with youth, and one should be receptive. One should receive all people with gladness.
Yeah, very good. Okay, let's take a look at Rashi. We started this a bit yesterday. We'll continue on now.
Okay, Hayu Kol Kal Larosh. One should be yielding to a superior. Besachala va'od she'ata bechor hayu kal ke neged
Borecha, your creator.
Baracha,
Borecha, your creator.
Be'orecha. Okay, so on the deeper masculine of being yielding to a superior, initially, and further, that you what is this bechor?
At the Bechor, initially, Ba'od, while you were still, Ba'od Ata, Ba'od Shata, while you are still Bechor, while you're still in your youth.
While you are still in your youth, you should be yielding corresponding to Hashem.
Right, can that mean, no, well, he's saying this is in relationship to a Kadosh Baruch Hu, right? When it means Kal Larosh, I mean, you should be yielding to a superior. So he's saying, Rashi, at the very beginning, while a person's still young, right, he should be yielding in relationship to a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Now, what does that mean? He should be yielding in relationship to a Kadosh Baruch Hu. So that's what Rashi explains further.
Lasos ritzono, to do his will. V'gam be'zekano sacha.
Beziknosecha, in your later years.
V'ziknosecha, and also in your older years, teha nuach lo. You should be settled with him.
Nuach, you should be, excuse me, don't say so. Should be settled with him, meaning you should be at ease with him, right?
At ease with Hashem.
Right.
Uh,
That's tishkoretz. That's tishkoretz when that's as he gets older. So according to Rashi, this seems to be a process. Meaning, according to Rashi, a person who when he's young, he's yielding to the will of a Kadosh Baruch Hu. So then when he's older, right, he'll be at ease with the Kadosh Baruch Hu.
and
Right,
this
Barry?
word,
Does that seem to be what it means?
this word tishchores, I have it. It means young. I think you just said it means old.
That's right. That's what. Right. Look at Rashi. The next line's in Rashi. Tishkoras loshin zikne.
Oh, I see. That's like a new topic. Okay, tishchores lashon zikne. Tishchores is an expression of elderliness. Kamo hayaldos v'hash charos, like a child and an elder.
Yeah, this seems to be a pasuk. He says, "B'yaldus we like yaldus in youth and the aged, in the youth and in the aged."
Haval v'sheninu be'agada. What is haval?
I think this is part of this. I think Rashi's quoting a pasuk. Yaldos v'shechoros haval. I think he says like, I'm going to look up the pasuk. I think it means that basically the youth and the old age is chaval. It's many times wasted. Many times wasted.
Wasted their learning.
No, is wasted now. V'sheninu b'agada. Now we learn in the Agadita.
And we learn in the Agadita, so there's a period after Haval.
I believe so.
Okay. Ben Tishchoras, the son of youth, a young person, Haya Lo. He is the Rabbi Akiva. According to Rabbi Akiva, the Rabbi Eliezer, Is that the Ibn Ezra?
No, v'yesh only. So that was what it says. So that up to that is Hayalol Rabbi Akiva. He said in Agada, Ben Teshchoros Hayalol Rabbi Akiva. There was a child born to Rabbi Akiva in his elder years, right?
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay, now you should, if you want, mark this down. Rashi's quoting a pasuk in Kehelis. Okay, that pasuk is in Perik Yud Aleph, pasuk Yud. Let me take a look here. Perik Yud Aleph, pasuk Yud. Pasuk Yud. Right, it says here, the pasuk says, very famous pasuk, "B'hased kas milibecha," you should remove anger from your heart, "Ba'aver ra mibsarecha," and take away evil from your flesh. Ki hayaldus v'hashachayros havel, because youth for childhood and youth, they translated childhood and youth are futile. So what Rashi's saying is a lashon zikna, kamo yaldus v'shachayros. Interesting.
Youth and old age are futile.
Right,
That's
well, actually,
that's a pretty
yeah.
depressing thought.
well, I mean, you have to understand the context of Koheles. There's nothing depressing about it. It's trying to set you straight. If a person wastes his life, he wastes his youth, and he wastes his later years on stupidities and the vanities of this world, you're right. It's a very wasted life, and so a person should understand what the purpose of being in this world is all about, right?
Uh-huh.
This person didn't come into this world to play golf and then sit at football games and eat popcorn and hot dogs and drink beer, right, Barry?
That's right. We got more important things to do.
That's right. You know, if a person just gives a little bit thought to the universe itself, like, think of all the things that have to go into putting you right where you are and breathing the air that you're breathing and eating the food that you're eating and drinking the liquids that you drink and all the other things that your body does to produce a living entity. Like the fact that a person's in existence, just the very fact of existence itself, there's so many miracles that have to take place that existence is a reality, and
Have to
you
be
must
grateful.
have to be grateful. You have to realize that you're here for a purpose, right?
My davening in the morning starts for sure when I open the door and walk to shul. All you have to do is take a look at a tree or leaves on a tree or just clouds in the sky.
That's right. That's what they're there for. But
Right. It's there to remind you who, what we're here for, what we have to appreciate.
right? If a Kadosh Baruch Hu wanted, he could give you water. He didn't have to make all those clouds to make rain. He could have worked out a different way. He could have had the May Aiden truck drive up every morning and deliver a few gallons of water every morning. He doesn't need clouds.
Right.
Hashem doesn't need clouds. Just get the Maiden truck to deliver the water.
Right. That's right.
And the fact that they're nice and white and big, and well, sometimes they're gray if they're carrying a lot of water, Shem wants you to take notice of those things, right? Blue sky with white clouds, that's a very high contrast, right, Roy? That's very high contrast, right?
Even without the beautiful blue sky and clouds, this morning when I left for shul, it obviously had rained the night before, and the ground was wet.
Right. Mhm.
And it just, if you just dwell on we just got this tremendous bracha that it rained. It's not just, oh, my shoes are going to get wet now.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm not saying we have to roll around in a puddle, but still appreciate it.
Don't forget, Barry, you used to jump in those puddles. You remember your parents would probably drag you away from those puddles. You're walking around the
Yeah.
streets with your mommy and tata, and then you're wearing your nice new Shabbos shoes, and there's a nice big puddle, and you go splashing around in it like a little duck.
I remember like it was yesterday. My mother said to me, "Stop jumping in the puddle. You're going to be bar mitzvah next week."
It's raining right now, Baruch Hashem.
Yeah, it's tremendous. It's I mean, it just constantly we're like I don't know, we're like showered with brachos.
You have to really appreciate it. It's nothing to take for granted. There's a medrash. Listen to this medrash.
Okay.
It's a medrash in Bereshis Rabbah, Yud Gimel. Well, let me look it up. Yud Gimel. Bereshis Rabbah, Yud Gimel. Vav. Let's see here. Let's see what it is.
Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, sir.
Says here. Oived Kochavim Echad Shales Rabbi Yeshua ben Karka. So a certain non-Jew came and asked Rabbi Yeshua ben Karka a question.
Yeah.
Asked him the following question. He says, Amalei, the goy said to Rabbi Yeshua ben Karka, Atam yesh lechem moedim, right? V'anu yesh lechem moedos. Says you Jews have holidays, and we, us goyim, we have holidays. V'shah atem smechim, inano smechim. When you have your holidays and you're happy, we're not happy. V'shah shanu smechim. In the time when we're happy, when we have our holidays, einatam smechim. You're not happy. Emasai anu va'atem smechim. And when is it that both you and us, that you, the Jews, and us, the Goyim, are happy at the same time? When is that? The answer that the Goy gave was, Yeridas Geshamim, when the rain comes down. Rain comes down, everybody's happy.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that's the medrash, right? That's the medrash. That when rain comes down, both the non-Jews and the Jews are happy. That's a day that they're both happy together. So,
Right.
I just have a question on this. That if you think a little bit more deeply into the statement, it's hard to imagine. It's hard to imagine that we and the non-Jews are happy in the same way about the same thing.
Right, right. He's happy that it's raining, so he doesn't have to go to work that day or whatever. So he doesn't have to plant in the fields or whatever. But the Jew is happy for a lot of reasons. He realizes that it fertilizes the earth and it gives us rivers, so we have water to drink, and so we have a whole long list of appreciation.
Rabbi, I'm reading it in this book here.
The part, okay, go ahead.
And it's much more positive the way my English states it than the way you said it. It says, a certain Gentile asked Rabbi Joshua, observing to him, "You have festivals and we have festivals. We do not rejoice when you do, and you do not rejoice when we do." And the footnote says, since our festivals do not coincide, when do we both rejoice together?
Okay, how's that different than what I said?
He just said, that's what Rebbe just said.
I thought you said that that he said that we're not happy when you're happy, and you're not happy when we're happy.
That's what the Medrash says.
That's right.
You have a Hebrew corresponding translation. You have a Hebrew there as well?
No, unfortunately, I don't. So that's what you meant to say. The same thing that I said.
No, they're not. That's an incorrect translation.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, it's not an accurate translation. I'll read you the Hebrew again. Oivi kachavim echad shales Rabbi Yehoshua ben Kark. Amalei atem yesh lechem modos, va'anu yesh lehem modos. You have holidays and we have holidays. B'shah atem smekim ein anu smekim. At the time that you're happy, we're not happy. B'shah anu smekim ein atem smekim. At the time that that we are happy, you're not happy. Emasai anu atem smekim. When are we, you and us, happy? Beridas kashamim, when the rains fall.
Okay. I understand it better now. Thank you.
Okay. I'm not sure if it's not meant to be, there's no negative, I don't sense any negativity in the Medrash here, right?
Right. I got a sense of negativity the first time you read it, but the second time you read it, I heard it differently. I heard it not negative.
Okay, no problem. Anyway, it's the goy talking there anyway, so even if it was negative, it's coming from his point of view. But I don't see any negativity here. But I mean, it's simply when the goyim were celebrating American Stamp Day, so they're happy, and but we're not happy. When we have Lahavdil Shabbos, we're happy, and they have their Saturdays. That's when most of the fights get and the accidents happen, right?
That's when they're getting over. That's when they're getting over their hangover. Saturday morning, they're getting over their hangovers from Friday night.
Yeah.
Now that is negative.
And look, they have to keep the bar business. The bar business in America is very big. But,
yeah, Friday night is booze night.
Yeah. In any event,
I mean, so are other nights, but I'm just saying that when Shabbos morning, when we're going to shul, they're sleeping over their hangovers.
no,
Is that fair? Is that a fair assessment?
No,
Yeah,
it's
well,
not at all.
It's a rachmanis on them, because unfortunately what happens is they get their paychecks, and then their paychecks should be used for their family needs, and unfortunately a lot of it goes to waste. I know that when I was in Los Angeles, there was a certain, actually, this woman was she was a Gieris, right? So she happened to know the street life in Los Angeles very well to a
Right.
certain extent. She didn't go into details with me, but she told me, she was telling me that when when they used to give out the unemployment checks, that they had to go and get the check at the unemployment office. So these people would come out of the unemployment office with their checks, and that's where the harlots would be hanging around on the street corners when these men would come out of the unemployment check with their unemployment checks. The women would proposition them, so their unemployment checks would wind up in the hands of these women. So unfortunately, that's what happens when people fall prey to the Eight Sahara. The Eight Sahara grabs hold of them, and they don't realize what's the purpose of a check, of a paycheck, an unemployment check. Person gets a certain money, he worked hard for it, because he's unemployed, he gets certain handout because he's not working, and it should be used for the support and the necessities of life for him and his family. And if it's wasted on a few drinks, or more than a few drinks, or some other pleasures, so it's very unfortunate, very unfortunate.
Yeah, but
There's a lot of tourists because of that. People have a lot of tourists. They don't have the means and ways of supporting themselves to begin with, or it's hard-earned money, and it goes very quickly and very wastefully. It's a very unfortunate situation. So
did she ever tell you why she converted? What was her motivation?
what was her motivation?
What brought her to that point that she?
uh, I mean, people have no an intelligent type of a person usually can have a realization that the life that they're living is wasteful, and they're looking, and they will, at that point they'll start looking for something which will give them some type of satisfaction. They don't know, not everyone who comes to this conclusion will automatically come to Judaism, right? But many times they do. I remember I was one of my rabbi friends here in the yeshiva, Zechon Baruch, he's not with us anymore. He had gotten involved with a young Arab, who converted, and so this young Arab told him, well, why did he, what got him started to decide to be, from being an Arab, to decide to become a Jew. So he told this rabbi that he would be sitting and hanging around with his friends, basically doing nothing. And all they would be talking about would be women, this woman this and that woman that. And the whole thing started to disgust him. And he started thinking there must be more to life than just talking about this woman this and that woman that. That can't be why we're around in this world. So he started looking around, and he eventually came to Torah. But that's what usually sets a lot of people off. They realize that what they think is every human being has an innate sense of a need to produce, to create. That's part of being Tzelem Elokim. Kadosh Baruch Hu was a creator. We have a innate sense of creation within ourselves, of purpose, of design, and if that's not fulfilled, so there's a great void and frustration in a person's life. So if a person, so many times what people do is they just deaden their senses. They become drunk or drugged, and they don't realize the void anymore. But other people who are a little bit more sensible, they'll start searching, and that's what Akash Baruch Hu wants them to do. Hashem wants them to search And he wants them to come to realization that there's something purposeful about them being created and alive in this world. And then hopefully they'll be able to get on the right track and start producing and doing something. Person has an innate sense of wanting to do something worthwhile and something which has meaning and something which has lasting significance. And that's because of his basic essence is a eternal neshama. And so the eternal neshama wants and needs something that it should do that's also eternal and significant, right? Everything that's not eternal and not significant, so there's no relationship for the neshama to those activities. You know, they're simply just biding time in this world, which that's the pasuk in Koheles. So it's not, Koheles is not trying to teach us and not get us depressed, although a person could if he doesn't realize the basic goal of all the points that are mentioned in Koheles. A person may get depressed because he's not realizing that the message is everything is wasteful unless you're going to use it within the context of Torah and mitzvahs and serving Kadosh Baruch Hu. But if you use it within the context of Torah and mitzvahs, so then everything has meaning. And once life has meaning, then everything has beauty and purpose to it, right? But if a person doesn't come to that conclusion, then it's simply depression. You know, I don't have to tell you. I mean, how many people I remember one time, several years, I was riding in a car in America. So the radio advertisements come on between what was going on there, the radio advertisements. So this advertisement was, you're feeling down today, call your doctor and have him prescribe happy times, right? And they'll get you a pill that you'll feel better about things, right? But so they get they're either on prescription medications or they're on illegal drugs, whatever it might be, whatever they can get their hands on, unfortunately, because the neshama.
It's like an epidemic in America, the drugs.
Yeah.
There's thousands of people who die every year because of overdoses.
Mhm. Yeah. It's it's waste when you see a human being, when you realize the potentials of a human being to do good, to do chesed, to achieve and being kind to people, being kind to himself, being kind to his family, and you see that they destroy themselves. It's a terrible tragedy, But I had to make a call for somebody wanting me to help him get something done from the Veterans Administration, right? So
Yeah, good luck with
So-
that.
so the one of the first menu choice, you don't talk to anybody these days until you wait a few minutes on the phone. So you get the automatic recording menu. So one of the first recording menu choices was suicide counseling, right? Press number 2 for suicide counseling. It's you talk about people on that are on drugs that kill themselves. Yeah, how do people that simply take their lives or attempt to take their lives?
In the Veterans Administration, I mean, it's a true story. It takes six months to get an appointment if you need medical attention. Even though it's their right, it's the veterans' rights for certain care.
Right.
Yeah, you can get it, you're entitled to it, but it takes 6 months just to get an appointment to come in, right? To say, I have this tumor, under my arm. Right. 6 months later, you're getting an appointment.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Mhm. Okay, yeah, that was Koheles. So Koheles, so this Lashon, Rashi says Lashon Tishchoris, that's a Lashon Zikna. Okay. So, but not everyone's going to learn that way. It's going to be a machlokus how we learn this Lashon Tishchoris.
So if we use Rashi's understanding, then the original statement is that you should be yielding to your superior and patient with the elderly.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, but Rashi's explaining it, and he's giving you a different level of understanding. He's saying that it's like the Rabbi Yishmael is actually telling you, he's giving you a way of success, meaning that he's saying that you should be, as Rashi says, you should be when you're young, yielding to a Kadosh Baruch Hu, who's your creator, right? And also then, right, you'll be, when you get to be older, you'll be easy, or if you'll be patient, right? You'll be for in the time when a person's older. I mean, it'll be like training for his older age. By being kal when he's young, by being easy, yielding when he's young, that'll give him training for when he's older, in his older age. This is all according to Rashi.
Hmm.
We're going to see other meforshim learn it's Tishchoris is also a expression of youth. We'll have to understand what the two types of youth are. Then that's another question. It's a sub question on those explanations.
You know the story of the blanket, the boy in the blanket. This old man was living with his son's family, and in his old age, he got to be a little cantankerous. So the
Right.
father said, you know, I had enough of this. So he set up a cot in the garage. And it was, you know, in the wintertime. So he moved his father into the garage on a cot, and he came in the house and he said to his son, his little boy, here, take this blanket and bring it to grandpa. And give him this blanket to cover him. So the boy went out with the blanket, and he came back with half a blanket. So the father said, what's this half a blanket here? I gave you a whole blanket. So the little boy said, well, I cut it in half to save half for you when you're in the garage.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the training. What our children see, the way we treat our elderly parents, that's the way they learn. They learn this is what you have to.
Yeah. Right. It's not always easy. I mean, it's not always easy. People get older, and they're not as active and as capable as they were when they were in their full youth, and they need the help of other people. That's the mitzvah of kibbut avayim. You know, they always, you know, when the kids learn about the kibbut avayim, they show them, you know, you're bringing your father or your mother a glass of tea or something like that, right? But Chazal, the Torah is talking about a time when the parents really need the child's help to help them simply take care of their basic needs sometimes. And
Rabbi,
oh yes,
that's a little bit difficult. If you're going to Chabedes Avicha and honor them. Leman Yubu Yemehem. The lashon to be they will have arichas yomim. So why will you have arichas yomim? Exactly what we just said. Your children will see how you take care of your parents, then they'll take care of you. So they'll give you the half. They'll give you the half a blanket. I like that story. The half a blanket.
Yeah. It's a great story, and that was told about a Jewish family, by the way. You know, it was a from guy.
Yeah,
And,
right.
Yeah. I mean that's the chiddush, you know. So
Yeah, a person shouldn't when that bracha is given for kibbut avim. The Meforshim explain is with good reason that Kadosh Baruch Hu gives that promise. You don't see that promise of arichas yomim is given in the Torah. That doesn't come easy. So a person shouldn't think that he's losing out, meaning sometimes they have to spend a little extra time taking care of the parents, or sometimes a lot of extra time taking care of his parents. So he shouldn't think that he's going to lose out. He'll have a rikas yummy. Kadosh Baruch will make sure he'll have many good years, Be'ezer Hashem, in the time that he's spending taking care of his parents. Shouldn't think he's wasting his time. He's probably doing at that time when the parents need the child, there's probably no greater mitzvah in the world to do.
that's right. When we were little, our parents, you know, they lost sleep over us. You know, everything. They worked their fingers to the bones for us.
That's right. And
Even when they
Barry, now in those days, Barry, they didn't have disposable diapers.
I know. I remember when I remember when I was old enough. My sister was younger than I remember my mother washing these diapers and hanging them up on the line.
That's right.
You know, that was it. There was no. There was not even. You know, later on they had a pickup and delivery. You know.
Yeah, they did. That someone had an idea to make the diaper service. That was a
diaper
big
service.
finish.
But before that, there was no diaper service. You washed the diapers.
That's right. So yeah.
And that was a very good motivation for the mothers to toilet train their kids
Right.
early as possible.
Right. Okay. We're gonna have to explore this lashon of Rashi because we're gonna see there's gonna be a machlokus about this explanation of tishkaros. Now Rashi is explaining that's reference to age, the elderly years, whereas there are going to be other Rishonim that learn it. It's going to be a expression referring to the younger years, the youthful years. So I have to understand how Rashi learns and how the other Rishonim learn as well. But we'll need to stop this year right now, take a few minute break till we get to the Mr. Brewer in a few minutes.
Okay.
And let's see, Roy, have a good afternoon. Mr. Shem, anyone 9:30 tomorrow for Chumash? As Hashem will learn on